Oh, everyone. I hope you're doing fine, and we are starting today slightly slowly. Let's see how it will be going. Should be fine. Uh, yeah, let's wait a bit. I started a little bit earlier than I wanted. On another hand, it will help me to focus a little bit. Um, I opened the scene, prepared and ready. So let's wait a second, and maybe finally. Bonjour, mon ami. Hello. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? It was interesting week. Well, it was a whole interesting month, right? I hope finally it will be a little bit, just a little bit calmer. But who knows? Oop. Meanwhile, I'm checking everything what I need and do not need. Second screen. I think we soon can start. But let me just be sure. Project is open, OBS working, blah blah blah. Could be good. Okay, already people here. How are you doing? Don't be shy. Let me like camera. Hello. Oh, that was such a week. And also pretty challenging, like so many games, right? So many games. And where we'll be spending finally this Wednesday working on the content, because definitely Ghost of Tsushima haven't been helping me during my work, but now it should be a little bit easier because I finished Ghost of Tsushima, not Tsushima of Yutei. I still call it Tsushima, which is not true. Hello, Meta. Dumpling. Thanks for joining. Okay, I think we can slightly can start. Okay. So what was the change from last time? So because I had another streams, but it was almost 2 months pause on English speaking streams. So I will do small sum up. What changed? Where we're going? So let me change the scene. We need this one. You see me properly. So here we go. That's like what we have after all updates. I was focusing. I think like some things was integrated from scans. I worked on this area, so I worked on these capitals. Yuri, hey guys, we're pretending here we aren't all Russia speaking part of the followers. Yes, so yeah, let's try to stick with language, and also like it can be a practice for everyone. So answering for your question, no, streams on YouTube are still going, but they're on Russian language, and on Twitch it will be on English language, because this one also go into the English speaking channels. So I will have some kind of recordings. How I have been working on the castle. Maybe one day I will like even chop them into something proper. Uh, so yeah, Alex, thanks a lot. But you know, like because it was pretty a lot of people lurking on the Russian speaking language stream. So I think it's just also a nice shift for me to train myself also to speak only English and work meanwhile. So because it's too simple just to stream right on native language. So yeah, compared to last update here, it's like update of this area. I haven't touched it more from this moment because I was focusing on other things, but I think this is overall good. And I have been pushing this door. So door have moved a little bit. Um, so mostly I'm still following my pipeline that I'm doing sculpt, then I do bake of vertex paint data. I think I overall wanted to show it. So how does it work? So let's break this door. We will break it anyway today. Uh, yeah. Language is useful. It definitely. Um, Alex, I hope they haven't learned French. That's why they didn't get proper responsibility. So we have door, right? Door is here. So let's reimport it. And when I will click reimport, I will break all my setup because it's not saved. But I want. Where do you keep notes and manage? Okay, Trace. Where do you keep your notes and manage your projects? I hear a lot. Maybe this is part of the problem. I have like small mirror board, so I'm paying for mirror, but mostly my mirror is for organizing like some ideas. So yeah, so I right now for this project I created this long time ago for a challenge, and I still can't. So I started adding a little bit of ideas here, but mostly most of my uh, necessary, like most of the things which I use for the project, there are two things. Or I do Photoshop file, just do overpaint. This is one thing, or I just have this because usually I know on what I want to work. So right now, for example, I'm working on the door. So I have this corner from my pull ref, which is here. Then I will switch to another thing. And before that, I was doing like some photo bash and overpainted. So mostly, it's not such a big project, and mostly I know what I need to do. So I separate each task on smaller tasks. So for example, when it was castle, it was too much. Then I just shifted it to like to bridge, gate, tower, entrance to the gate. So it helped me. So mostly I'm checking these references. I know what I want to do, and I just go with the flow. Let's call it this way. I want to try Eagle for references and visual library. Someone trying everyday work. Eagle? No. Like what's this? Eagle software. Uh, interesting. That's definitely not this one. Oh, Autodesk Eagle. Oh, so it's Eagle like that. I'm already afraid because it's. Oh, it seems something different. No. For designers, okay. Still giving me something different. Okay. Not Autodesk. Okay. Well, never mind. No, haven't tried. So we reimported our door, and that's how this door look like. So completely not pretty. And personally, I think for better showcase, I need to. Yeah, it does not have mesh painting, so this is a good example. So this is like default state of the door. So you see it just sculpt with very simple tileable texture, like this one. You see and it's done in proper textile density, so nothing too fancy. And then I have my setup of vertex painting. So we go into vertex baking because a lot of things are happening here from vertex baking. We go bake vertex color, which of course taking time, sadly. Uh, so then it's taking longer than usual. Okay, so I have preset. It's taking so. Uh, Basic preset. So I'm baking ambient occlusion and curvature and baking it right now, so it will look like that. You see, it's not completely finished. We still have these areas which are not perfect, but when you have nice geometry, like you bake in pretty nice ambient occlusion into your mesh, which is more than enough from what I need, except even like bottom part. So when I was doing this wood beam, I haven't sculpted it with these metal pins because there are no reason to do this. Like technically, I could sculpt this wooden element with some cracks because of the metal pins, but it almost never happened even in real life. So I decided, so why I would like to do this. So I sculpted the thing without wooden metal pins. So you see, when we bacon, it's even bacon like this, a little bit of halo of, and like it's already a huge improvement, right? It's already a huge improvement when we just baked. And then I have setup. So first what I do with this setup, I go to paint vertex color because this door used only 4 times. So even when it will be using the same vertex painting in all cases, it will look the same. So let's go to original material. Let's hide. Boom, boom, boom. We do not need like wireframe and anything during painting. So my green channel, it's another tileable, you see, and it's using hide blending. So you see, it's not blending it like linear. It's a little bit using of hide data. So I can create a little bit variation of the wood. So I'm blending like wood 1, wood 2. You see, it's especially good. I'm not a huge fan of this wood tileable texture. I think I will need to do something better or maybe find something better because right now a lot of tileable textures which I'm using are from Textures.com, I think, because they have some. But you see, already huge improvement when we done this. And right now in blue channel I have plaster, and even plaster have no sense for like as a material here, but it's adding like this night lightening color when I'm painting my door that just doesn't look that silly. Yes, roughness a little bit not great, but from blending perspective, I think this white color from plaster working really nice. So maybe if I will decide to blend, I will not remove it. So I haven't decided will I change this plaster to something. But it definitely I like this lightness from blending. So and this is my setup. So mostly I done like 3 materials blend on this asset, which is looking fantastic. So save this. Do you know why unreal layered materials take way more instructions? Absolutely the same layer stack, but assembled in one material. Because material layering suck and I hate it. It's already better than most fab assets. I'm agree. Overall, like I'm super happy how like just nice sculpt can look with stylable texture lately. Like if you have nice PBR material, like it's working so nice. I'm pretty happy lately. And I also will show some tricks how I done these wood beams because I think they're looking pretty decent. They have some problem. I think this one has a little bit bad mapping, or I fixed it. Well, this can be a little bit better. So, and last step, it's mesh painting. So you see in mesh painting, so this setup is almost the same which I have for stone. I just started to use a little bit different blending, so it should be. Yeah, I understand what you're talking about. Yes, that's I do not like layers. Like too much disappointed. So mesh painting, we need to only red channel. So you see with red channel, I can do this. And if I remember, so my setup for mesh painting a little bit interesting, because my mesh painting setup is using ambient occlusion for red channel. So you see it's not really blending where there are no ambient occlusion. And the green channel, it's just grime. So just grime with mesh painting. So I can have grime, general grime, and then can have grime near ambient occlusion. So I added like this mesh painting, so it's like additional blend. And blue channel does not work right now, so we will decide what I'll be using for mesh paint blue channel. So that's how it works right now. I think it's working pretty nice. I will need, of course, to fix some things, but as I said, I'm pretty happy how this look already. And mostly what I need to deal with is like I need to make these pins and I need to make these panels. So I decided then to use these panels. I wasn't sure. I was deciding like, do I want to go with just simple wood or still to use panels? But I will try panels. So what do you use? Are you assembling all the layers in one material? Yes, I assemble everything in one material. So yeah, you see, like looking great. But one moment which I haven't said, that I'm controlling intensity of ambient occlusion through this. So I have custom primitive data. So with custom primitive data, I have control of grime overlay. So you see, I can make it stronger, I can make it lighter. So this is from one of the vertex painting which I was using. Half of this thing are not working currently. The only thing which is also working for this one is curvature intensity. And can I make it work? Okay, yes, you see. So it's possible to find this nice balance of curvature, where we now have a little bit of curvature in our wood, which making this wood especially like, yeah, just additional breakup of the albedo. And you see, I need to be very careful with this curvature because sometimes it's working very weird. Yeah, let's test it. You can have a little. So I baked curvature in my vertex data. Not great, but still can work. So, and this is how the whole setup with this door is done. But for these panels will be done uniquely, because I want to try to bake them uniquely. Oh, and I think we're mostly done with this one, right? I don't think there are any big... Yeah, metal part. So metal part already looking pretty nice. So like that. But what I want to do, I want maybe to make ornamentation a little bit more flamish slash flowerish. So I want to have a little bit of aesthetic into it, like working with the iron. Maybe not on the stream, but after the stream. Because if we go to references, and that's why I have this board, and if we go to Sigmar models, well, this is older one. I'm trying to find good reference where I can show. Well, you see, they like ornamentation for this style, but I wanted to use minis. So yeah, like this one or this one. You see, they have all this like small ornamentation, which I think, and especially like here, you see they have ornamentation here. So I think it makes sense to make this bottom part not just like, because in real life they have it, and usually it's very simple or it's panel a little bit cut. It's still cool. Like even if I'll do it this level, it will be cool. But I want to have it closer to that because I think I think it will be just a little bit more cool. And you see, like in general, my reference folder becoming a little bit bigger and bigger. For this one, I found this awesome door. Like this is fantastic. Skinam, hello. You try generate ornament with AI? Mostly no. Base relief is something what I see potential, but if like ornamentation, usually I'm very picky. I'm very picky with ornamentation, and usually when I see messy ornaments, I do not want to use them. And usually everything what I have seen was pretty messy. This is the reason why out all ornaments in the internet I'm using only textures comp, because I think all others are just not good. And for me, proper ornaments are very critical. I want to have them really good. So I'm using ornaments which I done, or I'm using from Texturescom. I even do not use too much pieces from GRO because they are too Baroque or Rococo style. And for Gothic, there are like particular patterns which I want to use. So it will be cool to have something like that as a very nice ornament. But even this one, not sure. So no, like I do not use because I wasn't really happy with the result, because this is something what I want to be super clean, and what I have seen wasn't so clean. So how I have been working with this kit. So I have been working with this kit this way. So first I have took proxy of my door. This is already updated one, but there's like more rough version. And then I decided, okay, how I want to break this door on the elements. And I broke it on this kit. So I broke this on this kit because I want to use 3 different panels. So with these 3 designs based on reference which I really loved from Prague, like this reference. Then I have a free this. I can use one, but it will be a little bit too repetitive. This is reference from this one. Then we have this holder door hinge. So you see I already done some kind of high poly. Maybe I will make it more complex, maybe less, maybe a little bit of detailing here, not sure, but hinges we have. This one, so this is a good example. So this was initial blockout shape, and that's after sculpt. So a little bit too dense. It can be a little bit less, in my opinion. And this is like pin, which was initial not reference, but initial shape was like that. And I was thinking how I can make something would fit in Age of Sigmar, and I have made this, which I think looking pretty good. And what I do not care that it's a little bit too messy. So this is something what I like and recommend to a lot of people with medieval art. If something is messy, do not care, embrace it and work with it like that. It's not a big deal. So let's stop talking and let's start working. First, what I will show some work with this panel. I think this is a good example how you can speed up some work with wood. And I will need to open ZBrush. I want to show you like some ideas which can be useful. So we have this wooden panel. So with this wooden panel, it will be a little bit tricky. We want to sculpt it very subtle, almost no sculpt at all, because you see it will be too repetitive. So we do not want to create like 4 wooden panels which we'll be reusing. I think it's overkill a little bit. So mostly what I want to do, I think I want to place this one here. Oop, 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 oop. So we want to place this one here. And the only thing which I want to update for myself before moving no, didn't want. I want a little bit like of geo, and like just to remember that I want to make this part a little bit offsetted, just a bit, nothing too much. So mostly what I want to do very like that. So because I do not want to create specific, but I want to remember that I want to have a little bit of directionality and just not to lose what is my front part. So we will work on this one today. So I will show you how I'm working with wood. Then we will work with metal to create this pin. I have some design in mind. Then we will move to this one. Mostly, I think we will not have time. Personally, I think like this will take 2 hours. But if we will have time, maybe we can switch to this one. Let's see. This one, so these 3 pieces is the only 3 pieces which should be baked. Because even this hinge, I don't think I will be using baking. I will be using my like iron material, because yeah, I do not see any reason to bake it when I'm getting this kind of result from my materials. Like, why to bake it? It's already good enough. Or for something like a door, it just needs cleaner sculpt. So, and hinges like almost not visible. So I don't want to bake something and make unique texture if there are no reason. Sami, hello Sami, and nice to see people in X also joining. Okay, so let's open project. So, and as I promised, today we will start from wood first, because like I have some good ideas and some good showcases how you can, because I'm feeling with wood and overall with sculpts, people sometimes overcomplicate things and they're not even looking good enough because of that. So I'm doing support loops because I just like do support loops. It's just like habit, not really necessary in this case, and it's completely not necessary, just habit. Uh, yeah, bevel is fine. Distortion of the geometry, I do not care. It should be fine. So let's export this piece. So I'm using better FBX importer. I'm going to gate door work files, and then call this wood door panel the proxy. So I started to create my own name list for different stages. So proxy, it's something what's going to the ZBrush. From ZBrush, I export in what I call decimated model, and then in Blender, I will be creating nanite, low poly, high poly, like you name it. But yeah, so model before going to ZBrush, I usually use an underscore proxy, and model from ZBrush usually is called underscore design, because usually I then clean up them or rework in them. So like high poly model from ZBrush still requires some work. Okay, so now we go to no, not clone, import, state modified, panel B proxy. We don't need anything, so this is our model. I do not care about holes. We can close the holes, and this is our model. Do I need to subdivide it? Oh, it's subdivided nicely. Do you know how to overcome the station with nanite shows loads when it shouldn't, like when optimize? Oh, nah, like, so in cause of spline mesh, it means that you start to using your fallback mesh. So the only thing which you can do is like touch fallback mesh settings in case of spline. So you can try to change fallback mesh settings. What to do with vertex color, I have no idea. Uh, it has its own very weird logic with this one. Okay, so this is our wood panel, and as I said, we mostly care about these four, but we will be sculpting the whole this area. This one, maybe we will also do it. In this case, we'll have like 8 versions of these panels. Why not? So let's go to classical Dynamesh. Nothing is better than Dynamesh. We need a little bit more. Let's use 500. Blur 1. Yeah, I think this is nice density. And very fast, let's just flip. Okay, yeah. It's just like for myself to remember that I want to do it. So, so what's the main story, main logic, which I recommend you to go with wood, especially in this pipeline? What a lot of people will start doing, they will start doing like this, right? Which I think completely make no sense with in case of wood. My approach a little bit different. I go and create new folder, so I called it wood panel, and I have a lot of... This is why I'm using all the same project. I created a lot of... I can show it live. So I downloaded a lot of scans from Megascans, and I'm downloading not ZBrush files but raw files, because ZBrush too heavy, so it's a little bit overkill. So we will use this one to create, let's call it geometrical alpha, which we'll be using, because this is how you can save a lot of time, in my opinion. So let's take this one. Let's use slice curve. Some people know this pipeline, but I still will show it because I think like this pipeline underused. And one day maybe I will not be lazy and I'll create a library for myself. Okay, so this split hidden. Now, oh, that will be tricky. Interesting. Will it work? I'm not sure. So now I go to masking, border, invert, and this is the moment where it can go a little bit messy. Yeah, so because we have also border from intersection, we will need to do a little bit of this, because we don't want to have holes like this. Is an interesting case. Yeah, this will be a little bit better because we cannot predict how broken it will be because of that. So now we go to close holes. Yeah, and it started doing this. Well, or let me think. Yeah, let's try to avoid this case. I think it will be better. First time when I had this case, so that's why it's a little bit trickier. Yep, and now we go to display properties and flip. So now we have awesome subtraction mesh for wood, and you see we even will get some volume. You can say, but it's decimated, like it's so small, it doesn't really a big problems that we will have like that. And so let's call it, I don't know, like and now we go back to this one and we use insert. The problems that they're a little bit different in space, and also solo does not help. PTM. Whoop. And with wood, you can have a little bit of scaling. Of course, scaling is not perfect with wood grain or something, but wood for wood is fine. So if we will scale it like that, it not will be such a huge. And now we go to live boolean, we do this, and we place this in the folder. Why you placing this in the folder? In this case, you can use folder boolean, and your life will be much easier. And now you can have something like that. So you see, pretty cool shape already. You can be very dramatic with it, in my opinion. Distortion. Don't like to overkill it, and like that. And now you see we have very cool base. Like sculpting something like that will be pretty annoying. Nice. And what's cool is that you can just duplicate the shape, still boolean, just move it. And check. Do something like that. Maybe rotate it 100 degrees, just not to have such visible repetition. And fantastic. Have something like that. I do not understand what's this. Or it's because of the boolean. It's because of the boolean, so I do not care. Usually when you'll do boolean, I wanna wait until I can focus only on sculpting to acquire the brush cost price. But it looks so cool. Yeah, it can be cool. But you do not like medieval is almost impossible to do without ZBrush, in my opinion. Like I cannot imagine doing medieval style, and this is one of the reasons why I'm doing it, because well, sometimes I want to practice with sculpting. So also from Megascans, I done like found this model, and this is just wooden staircase. And you see, it has like very subtle but still pretty cool shape surface. You see, it's very small, but it's still there because it's not like same. So I'm using like sometimes I'm using staircase. I'm using this one. So you see, I have like this. Yeah, was a bench, wooden bench. Wooden bench, also pretty cool. You see, that is the initial shape. So let's use this one. Insert. I'm almost sure it's possible to optimize this approach, like create some kind of library of these like wooden elements. Maybe one day I will do it. But I really like this approach because it's creating you very organic shapes, which otherwise you see like it's doing this very cool distortion this way. Which very hard to achieve like by sculpting. Like you see, it's creating this very cool detail, and it doesn't mean that you cannot do something like yourself. You can then just like do your own sculpt a little bit, but you see, that's what I'm talking about. You see this bending, this a little bit distorted edge. That's so cool. So your shape will not feel in the same. Very simple approach, nothing too complex, but I still think it's working so nice that like people underuse it. And as I said, because of the folders, it will be very easy to live boolean it, so it will be almost not destructible. And I do not care. I can, for example, do it like that even, because I also have some stencils and alphas which I can use. So I also think it's very important to do boolean on the corner, because not in this case, because in this case we almost never see this panel. But if I can break shape, I will try to do it, because again, in my opinion, it just will look much more cool. And that's how I done my wood. So this is like my initial pass. Again, nothing too complex. And of course, after Dynamation, we will lose some detailing, but who cares? Yes, so you see, this was one beam, which I... Not this one, I think this one. Yes, so let's use this one. We have still 4 more panels, so we can add one more element. And because all the scans usually is the same size, so... And as I said, you should be careful overall with size scaling, but it's not that critical. Can it be visible? Yes, but for something like that... Yes, this one will need scale a lot, so let's check that it will look fine. That's why bench is my favorite shape. You can, of course, for example, for something like that, just do a couple of operations, like just copy the shape. I wonder if such a pipeline is used in production or such things not sculpted at all in production but simply created using tile texture with decimated texturing. Well, it's used for creating high poly. So in Indiana Jones they mentioned that they're using this for creating rocks. For creating rocks, like why not? There's no reason not to use it for creating rocks, for example. I just using it even for wood, and in this case maybe it's a little bit too much. And maybe in this case, I think like for wood, because shape is not so big, in a lot of cases you'll be using just height map alpha. I will use them a little bit later. So you do not really need like Boolean subtraction of real wood, right? This is the only difference. But for rocks, which are big shapes, yeah, like it's used. Yes, this pretty cool shape. Yeah. Nice. You see, like even when I scaled it, like wood grain is so tricky thing that like even when you're scaling it, it's still working really nice. Nice. So our shape is ready. You see, I do not care about this moment. It will not be visible, and also I will use a little bit of height stencil. So now we go to our folder, and then we use Boolean folder, magic happening, real-time magic happening. Yeah. Well, okay, nice. And so this was, so you see, which had less scaling working the best. I think this is looking like, this is like almost great already. Like this is so good. And this one, you see, when I scaled bigger, it has bigger problems. But this one, like every time I see so many problems with creating this corner piece properly, because people do not understand how wood planks should look like. But just take a look on this one. This is awesome because again we're subtracting real wood. So yeah, great trick. But as I said, I also has additional alphas, and that was like a approach for a long time, and it still can be very nice. So I have Giro wood. Um, I'm not a huge fan of his wood brushes. There are like some of them, like wood. Yeah, you see, they're not really visible. That's my main issue with them. But what I recommend, because you are using them so strongly, I usually use masking. Oop. And maybe here we can do this. Maybe like that. And you do not need to scale it very much, because you can do this, and then you go and just last. You see, still very weak. That's, as I said, that's the main reason why I'm not a huge fan of that. Yes, I can direct intensity higher, of course. Maybe one will be like, let's make one wood looking like broken. I think this can be cool. And wood damage. Let's make another one, maybe one a little bit more. And again, if you want to adjust, remember that you can adjust last. Nice trick. Yeah, you see, because again, you want to have like shape variation. So this is one thing which you can do, and another thing which I still do, I still using trim smooth border or just trim dynamic, because even with square alpha. Why? Because if you will check real wood, it has like it has this like, because I haven't subtracted everywhere, and I think this is what making a difference in real model, especially like on the silhouette. Like it does not go same shape, same bevel all the time, and for me it's really critical. And this is a moment where you can activate like sculptress. We do not want to have subdivision. Delete lower. You see, because we done already like subtraction with decimation. And this. Overall, like with this approach, Sculptress can be a very, very nice support for you because it's adding like you nice detailing. And sometimes what I do like pass with Sculptress, turn off Sculptress, and go back because I have update of the topology. And mostly what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to make like these corners a little bit less uniform because I don't think it's really good when it is like cut. It's not really, especially with all the distortion, decimation, which we'll be using. I think it's important to try to do this update. In this case, we should be kind of careful because we'll be using these panels like inside. So, and here, if you're feeling like maybe you also do not be afraid to remove some of the detailing. So you feeling maybe this is too much, right? So what we can do this. We will clean up this shape. It's still looking pretty cool, right? So it's adding this a little bit like uniform shape. And I have another brushes, which I'm using more rare, but they're also pretty cool. FR brushes. We'll need to open the folder to use them. But again, I really, really love them. So FR wood brushes. And there are some of them are really cool. Like for example, this FR10. I don't know why I do not have them in my main light pot, how it's called. Again, do not forget we need masking, otherwise we can't have. Very cool brush. It's like interesting. Will this work with? Worth it? Not sure. And yeah, maybe. Okay, let's. You see, because how decimation done, like that, it's looking very jagged, but like that, it's fine. So let's have it like that because maybe it was different wood panels. So who knows how they done it? So you see, very very cool brushes. Again, I love them. I overall not huge fan of adding so many detailing into your wood sculpt, but with this approach, it's necessary because I will be baking so many vertex data. Trying to understand what's happened here. Which moment we have? What we will do, I will click save history because I do not like this topology, and I will use history recall to maybe it will work. Yes, a little bit better. I do not like because then when we'll start using decimation, history recall is magical brush. History recall, like I wasn't aware of it. I started to use it. I understood how powerful it is, especially to fix this kind of mess. Mostly why I'm fixing it, not because I really because this area not really visible, but this area we will have problem with it because of the decimation. So if it will be no, so I'm fixing this only for decimation, no any other reason. Yeah. Let's use another smooth. I don't know why this happened. So I think some of the displacement at one moment like messed up with this. It's not a problem. Just taking time. So let's use not smooth standard but smooth alternative. And you see, I'm using smooth alternative with Sculptress. And this, yeah, you see, we have this hole, so it's better to fix this kind of things. And I'm not really worried if I'll break any of detalization because, well, we'll just use alpha and that's all. it's wood in the end. But I would. Then I think we shall. I want to use subdivide model 1.4. So this subdivide, so sculptures can be controlled by this adaptive size. So it's doing this kind of tessellation, and you can control it there. Okay, much better. Now we will close the holes. Let's praise that it will not crush. Okay. And you see no messy geometry. Because like later it will be such a mess to fix it, so I'll prefer to fix it now. I have no idea when it's happened. Do I want to fix it here? Yeah, let's do it. And so sculptor settings based on size of your brush. So you can change it. But for example, right now I have made my brush smaller, so yeah, this will be a little bit of a problem later, but mostly for decimation. That's why I'm fixing it. I should, so yeah, I think it would be better to subtract all pieces, because I done this like part subtraction. Right now I'm suffering a little bit, so that was small mistake, not a big deal. Sorry, I'm checking that everything is fine. Okay, let's go back. Let's try it. Overall, like, this is already almost done. Like, for my approach for this pipeline which I'm using, this is almost like done model. Just clean up this. Because on top, like, so it has broken silhouette, it has some shape variation happening, so it's pretty cool wood. It's pretty cool wood. So you do not need too much on top of that. So now we can go and do decimation. How many polygons I want? 40k. Yeah, something like that, because it's repeated. So this is tricky. You want to have enough polygons, but not too much polygons, because if it will be not enough, our baking of curvature and vertex data not looking very good. If it's too much, it will not even bake it, and it just will be uncomfortable to work with this. So we decimate. This is pretty messy geometry. We will have some problems with it, I'm almost sure. But you see, like, for after decimation, overall it's fine. Like, we can use this already. And what I like to do, I like to start doing pre-UV in ZBrush, because I can do like ZBrush cube mapping, let's call it this way. So I do these slices. And now here we need to do after UV, not after UV, after group. So now we have one group, second group. Yeah. We will have some problems with this kind. Yeah, you see we have some messy geometry, so let's try to get rid of these small elements, because better to delete them. Delete hidden. So you see, because we had like this This is your project using that? Yes, of course. I do not any reason not to use a knight nowadays. What else we can do? Like, we can go even more hardcore, and truth be told, I do not see any reason why not to do this, because it will make our life a little bit easier on UV stage. Yeah, why not? Because we do not see these sims, so, but we can now play with UVs a little bit. Not this. Yeah, it should be easier now. Now we go to follow groups. UV master, come here. I need to set up some hotkeys. And polygroups unwrap. Should be fine, let's see. No, and you see, like, yeah. So the problem, sometimes it's happening. That's happened mostly because of some messy. It still maybe will be all right. Mostly, I'm almost sure it happened because of this. So this is something what you're trying to avoid with this pipeline, and because I was a little bit in rush, personally, I would recommend to avoid this. So this is very cool, but and sometimes it can be used nicely, but because of that, I will have some distortion of the UVs. You see, it's not enough to solve this. We still can live with this, but just saying, like, try to avoid it, try not to have this kind of distortion. Looks cool, but taking much more time because of that. And mostly, so you see, we have our bullets, so we almost have been destructible. Yeah, non-destructible. So this is very, very cool. And now we go to FBX, selected. And as I was saying before, I'm calling this disseminated. So this is what I'm exporting from ZBrush. And now we go to Blender. And where's this one? Profiles. And here we go. And you see, it's not that heavy mesh. So in my opinion, like, this is almost perfect density. Like this, it can be a little bit less. And yeah, you see, we have this. You see, that's why I was doing this smoothing operations. I missed this one. And this is something what you train with this pipeline. Like, you understand some possible problems. And now let's go to UV. And what we will do, seams from UV shells. Okay, so now we have UV seams, and now what we can do. So you see the brush done not the worst work. This is already pretty solid. So we have this. So this is these ugly guys. They making our life a little bit less fun. But first let's do unwrap. So of course you can be super lazy and just use triplanar on something like that. In this case, you do not need to fix these problems, but I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm still trying to, like, solve this. And what I done clean up in Blender, in Blender still working pretty nice. And what I will do project from you. So for something like that, project from you working great, because this is wood. Wood has grain directionality. Yeah, you see some distortion, so this I do not even need to do project from you. Some of them already pretty good. Mostly we're trying to fix shells which has problems. Yeah, this is my mess up. This is my mess up. Do I want to fix it very fast? Yes, I want. So, but you see why I was fixing this moment, because I wanted to avoid this. I didn't spend enough time, and now I'm fixing it in Blender. But that was something what I could fix without having this. annoying. Can I just do this? I think, yes, I can just do this, do this. It's not even deleting it. Okay, we deleted a little bit. Yes, this is the most not fun moments which you have with these dissemination pipelines, yada yada. So it's better to train yourself just to work clean. And you see, I was already saying, yeah, we'll have a problem, and if it would not be stream, I would stop and fix it. But because it's stream, I was like, yeah, we need to run. And now I fix it. But now you understand why I was saying that this requires some fixing. Okay, that's good. And I will do this. And mark. And this seems weird. So small cleanup. Here. And Nanite will eat it. Will not have it, but I know, I just feel bad when I have this kind of mess. So I'm trying to, if I feel that I can fix something, try to fix it. Seam. Yes, this is also good. So mostly you see almost all pieces except this one. So this one we will need to again use planner project from you. Because for, as I said, the main reason why you can do that, because this is wood and wood is great. Okay, great. And now we go and like islands. And now use proper textile density. Excellent. I'm playing with textile density, so I will use it a little bit higher. So it's even already in proper textile density. So yeah, you see, we still has. So personally, I would recommend go and do small cleanup, but that's already pretty good. So that was our initial shape. This is our new shape. I will maybe scale it a little bit to match better old shape, just in case. And now what we do, we place it here. So, and we assign wood material, and we're done. So that's how I work with something like that. And now we can, and you see, we have some unnecessary geometry, so you can delete it technically. And if we do not want to have some repetition, what we can do, we have pretty a lot of possibility for rotation. So possibility number one, we can do this. In this case, we need only one, so we can, well, I will not be deleting it because we have it here, but you maybe by boolean later. Also, we can even have a hole here. That's pretty cool. So you see, you have this like small random moments. Like if you want to have some hole, I think it can be pretty cool. Okay, and as I said, we have even more options. So we can rotate it 180 in X axis. And technically, what I want this one a trim sheet without any dense geometry at all. So first of all, I like how this dense geometry shading. Like I started to see very big difference between this geometry and real geometry and normals. I see this. I see this also because I can bake vertex data in this one. Reusing assets like you are doing is called modularity, right? In a way, so modularity is something what can be used in so different ways. Sorry, I'm rotating the shapes because of. So modularity can be used in a lot of ways in environment art. Sometimes you're using modules, sometimes you're reusing, and like it's just mindset, I would say, with environment art that you have to save your time. So for example, this is also modularity, but for some people modularity it's only like using final materials. But in general, you're right. This is modularity approach. So going back to trim sheet, yes, it can be a trim. I just do not want to plan it. This is one thing. Another thing that I see difference between real geometry. So I started use if I'm using trim, usually I'm calling this geometrical trim. So mostly like my geometry with unique textures and proper seamless mapping. This is how I will do it. Because in this case I can have great part from two worlds. It can be pretty unique with unique texture, but with a lot of geometry still, because this geometry really matters for me, and because a lot of this geometry, it means that I still can bake like ambient occlusion into vertex data. So just too many wins from so many geometry. Oh, but I would like do, for example, this is like modular set, so it's kind of trim. We will use it. Also, this is one of the fastest approaches. So this is super. One of the reasons why I'm using this, because I can do it very fast. So it's fast, but still giving me very nice look. So technical performance can be the case. It's not the best approach from the optimization. I definitely understand that. But it's not that bad. So should I care? If it works, it works. This one definitely will. Okay, so we get rid of all unnecessary panels. We also, because of these iterations, now have panels here done properly. So our wood now, just look at this, like that's so cool. Like maybe I also can even swap some of the panels if I'm feeling like they do not work that great, right? So also you can move polygons if you want, because it's in the end it will be on tileable texture. So yeah, maybe I will want to change this panel later, but let's see. And maybe with these panels I want to do this. And I think, do we delete this one? Can. Because we don't have any bake, you can be very rough. Mapping on trim sheet is definitely faster. Trim sheet using, like, if it's just regular trim, it's looking too flat. Like, I like trim sheet in general, but for something like that, it will not be volumetric enough. Like, you will never, like, this will look better than just cube with trim sheet, because shading is, like, it's incomparable. Especially in close-ups and everything. For urban environment, I would agree, but I see the difference visually when it's flat trim sheet, and when it's not flat trim sheet, the life becoming much more complicated. So now what we want to do, we want to take all these guys. Do I want to? So here I will be a little bit more lazy, because we will not see this back part, really. I'm not planning to show it. So for back part, I will use a little bit, you will not believe it, this optimization. So we will take this one, we'll decimate it like 10,000. I think should be fine. Yeah, something like that. But with UV is great. Multiply. Is this Boolean brush thing you're doing, Adam? What do you mean? Which Boolean? Right now I haven't done any Boolean. I just was deleting, so bisect, it's default operation in Blender. If you're about how I cut in the shape. Yeah, it will be a little bit not perfect. Yeah, so story of bisect, because like in Maya you are using a lot of this multicut, because you can do this with multicut much better. And in Maya you're using multicut a lot, and it's just working much better than alternative in Blender. So when I started using Blender, it was one of the first tools which I was trying to find how I can have any alternative, and I found this bisect. It's not perfect. In Maya, it's working better because you have a little bit more flexibility. You, like I sometimes have clipping options of bisect not working very nice. So this is something what I like more in Maya, but still usable. So you see here, I will do it like super simple. As I said, I am not planning to do anything complex because we will not see this side. So I can be here a little bit like less organized. Because here you see connections are much. So technically, like, it's funny, like I'm working this way that you can like technically you can take my door in this variation like a high poly and bake it on low poly, and it still will look pretty good. I think so, at least. Okay, yeah, I think something like that. So now what we'll do, I can even combine them. Okay, I will not do this. And we, so you see, like knife tool, like it's not that good, so that's why I'm using. I'm not that worried that like panels right now not like super organized and anything. I can deal with it a little bit later. Because first I every time, because pipeline a little bit destructible in Unreal, so I every time prefer to test than only to do final, because I every time need to rebake. I click. I do not enjoy that I'm spending pretty a lot of time just waiting this vertex paint data base. And later I can optimize it even more if I want to, like visually, and then I think we should try to avoid its visible holes. It's looking almost like a high poly. And another one. And we're almost done with. And door almost. Nice. Okay, so this is like update of the door. So you see, as I said, like I'm not huge fan of some shapes. I'm feeling this a little bit too recognizable shape. But let's check it in engine. It's every time very important to check this in engine. Also from amount of polygons, I'm feeling this a little bit denser than I need. Usually I can say like this is good density. When it's something like that with detailization of the corners. This is good density for this one. This is a little bit too dense than we need. Also why you're here, because you're okay, so we need to move them a little bit and scale them a little, because they started to affect our other wooden guys. We do not want this. Let's 6 and a little bit. Now no intersection. And make this one here, here. Yeah, like I already see this a little bit too dense. But that's not a problem. It still should be fine on the current state. And you see, so we have already our door almost done from both sides. Parent. So we haven't added this to group, so I select in guys and add to group. And so you see, it's kind of fast. It's not that long as it can sound and can look. As I said, it can be even lighter mesh. And reimport. The main time-consuming process on the reimport will be creating second UV channel based on these UVs. So because second UV channel used for, so I have generate light maps because I'm using this second UV channel to create mesh painting. So it's when it's importing, it's also calculating this one. So meh, we can live with this. Okay, it's almost done. It's not that bad. Okay, you see, started calculating it. How heavy is mesh? So Castle Gate door. It's 80 megabytes, so yeah, it can be lighter a bit. 80, still not the worst. Yeah, and that's what I said. That's what I said about what I do not like in this pipeline. You see, it can be time consuming in some stages, and because like you every time need to wait re-import. I realize how much time it takes to make a door like this. I do a lot of this kind of work at my job, and it feels like nanite actually takes even more time than classic low poly pipe. Of course, you're just getting more like nanite. Definitely not about saving time. It's about mostly visuals. which you cannot achieve any other way, because like you cannot, like, this is like movie quality in a way, which you can render real time, but it's definitely not about saving time. So you see, now we have pretty cool shape, because it does not really shine without seeing vertex bake. Let's go into bake, and again you see, wait, but it's definitely not it's not about saving time. It's saving time maybe in assembling the scenes, that you can take a lot of scans, drop them, and it will render it properly. So you can drop this kind of geometry, so that's the win, but definitely not the win in the creating this type of content. But it's also ending like the question, what kind of quality content you can produce, because doing this with low poly pipeline properly done, it's also can take crazy amount of time. So we are ending like not about like, is it nanite or not nanite, it's more about how to manually create content equally good as scans, and that's not easy. Not easy at all. You see this ambient occlusion, wow, perfect ambient occlusion baked in vertex data. That's the main reason why I done like this whole stuff. And yeah, now we have this panel. As I said, I'm not planning to touch it anymore, so let's call it. And now we can go to these guys. So we need to create these small pins, and we need to make these metal things. Let's focus on them. So this one should be iron, and they should look like more like that, so kind of rough shape. So it's super simple, should be nothing too complicated, and it just should be pretty simple. And about brass one, that will be complex, so we want to have it like that, closer to this reference, but not like that. I want to have it more Sigmar style, and maybe I want to do it with polymodeling, not instantly going to ZBrush, because making something like that in ZBrush is not that obvious and trivial as you can see. You can think, for example, this definitely will go to ZBrush, very easy, just pom pom pom, make the shape. But this one, I maybe want to first start making them on the shape. So let's move them here. In this case, I can understand how to look on this plan. Oh, it started. So, what's happening right now? I do not know why. Sometimes FBX. So how Nanite FBX working? It's working with some bugs. It start to read properties not properly, and it's happening with this. So what we need to do to fix it? Go to normals, for example, and it doesn't really matter what you do. You just need to do any operation in modeling mode. So you see, we are using 4 material. Oh, I think what's happening. Yes. What material you're no? Are you using wood material? I guess I don't know. So this is moldy door. This brass moldy door, but it's looking cool, by the way. Like that's what I like when I do stuff. I just randomly sometimes using materials, and you're like, it's metal. It's looking pretty cool. You never know like what will work, because this setup of these materials, it's almost like smart materials, and because of this setup, sometimes you are getting very cool random results, which I really like. But we can meanwhile working on this one. So what I want from you. So I will work only on one, because there are no reason to make 3 different. We maybe will sculpt 3 different just to have them a little bit of variety, but initial design can be the same. I want, of course, to have Sigmar comet inside, so twin tail comet. So this area will be for Twin-tail Comet, which we'll be using with ZBrush, and we will just use stencil. So this area we will not be touching. But we need to make something interesting around. And my initial idea was kinda like that. So, and making it with ZBrush not that obvious because it starts disturbing shape. You see, door fixed. Door fixed. That's how it... And this is a moment when sometimes I like, do I want to use this curvature effect? Because maybe we do not want to. Maybe we want. And you see right now it's missing vertex data, right? You remember how it was looking, but even like that, I'm pretty happy. We will need to check the grain. You see, for example, in this case, grain not allocated properly on the shape. So we'll need to check some of them. Because this one looking pretty nice, but yeah, you see, like, I don't know. I'm super happy when I see this. Like, you're like, yeah, that does not look as a just styleable texture, or you're like, that's already pretty. Especially like this broken one now looking pretty cool, and that's why I really like to have this kind of weird shapes. Of course, like some things need to be fixed, like this distortion happened here. Who knows why? But this medieval wonkiness looks really nice. And with all vertex painting, mesh painting, I believe it's possible to make this looking even better. So, pretty happy. So, let's start from... Okay, so first what we'll do, we'll split this one, because we definitely need to try to use some radial symmetry for this one. B. Now, what I will do, I will start doing this shape. Maybe like that. So, I think maybe use shape like radial 4. Then like that. Something like that. Let's try. I'm not sure. We will try. We'll see. Yes. Today we have an English speaking. Radial array. Do we want to try 6 or just 4? Oh, that's cool. No displays. Let's use. So now. Okay, so now we have this base shape. And what the fuck? Ah, okay. It was soft select. And I want to see what I'm doing. So right now it's like design iteration. I have no idea what I want. I just playing with shape and checking what I like or do not like. So yeah, I think something like this kind of complexity can work. Okay, yeah, I think that's pretty nice base shape. Maybe I want to have it less offsetted, but let's see. So now we will do. That's cool. Um, I will never understand how radial. What was the awkward logic of radial array? One of the strangest logic, which. So what I want to do? I want to duplicate you. I want to hide you. And now we need to create a little bit different shape, more like a plane. So in this case, going like that. And you go up. Kinda. And now we rotate you 45-degree. Radial array. I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't think we radial. Displays we do not need. Now the question, do I want to do it like that? I think yes, this fits in a little bit better. But I think that maybe cursor. I maybe let you 30 duplicate, not you. -30. Duplicate. Yeah, I think that has they made new one for you. I know, but I'm first of all sure it's still shit. Second one, right now, so I'm not ready to change versions. So this is funny. Like, I think you care about versions when you don't have too much work. Like, right now, I just do not have time to change version of Blender and do the whole setup from scratch because I'm just busy with other stuff, and I also need to update so many things like which I need to work that for me it's easier to continue just on old version, and then maybe when I will be less busy I will finally will spend my time. And yeah, I like the shape. I like the shape, and with radial array it should be possible to. So yeah, when I'll have more time, I can see it finally, do the setup for myself. Right now, I have no time at all, like, because I need to update it at home and at work computer, because I do not want to change it on one place, and it's not. It's overall pretty simple to transfer attribute, not attributes, but setup from Blender, from one Blender to another. But it's not like just straightforward. You still need to do some preparation. Like somehow not everything's are very easy uh, moving, or can be moved from one PC to another. So especially with working license, not working license, so it's becoming complicated. So right now I just continue how I continue, and later check. But for now, sadly, I do not just do. Okay, yeah, I think this is pretty good shape. In ZBrush, after Dynamesh, maybe with radial array, I will make it even better. Technically, I can try, but even this shape already better than just default shape. And in the middle, we will use symbol. So let's merge them together. We can sculpt one, then copy two of them, and then so the only thing I'm worried is that we have these n-gons, and maybe during sending this to ZBrush we'll have some distortion, but let's see. Better IP accept parts. Brass symbol. Let's go here. FBX import. Yes, that's what I was saying about n-gons. ZBrush not fan of n-gons, but seems no big distortion. So we can work with that. That's great. What I wanted with you? Wasn't I with it? I don't think so. Okay. I like it. We'll need only, yeah, get rid of this panel and maybe get rid of... I think it's a little bit necessary damage. Yeah, too repetitive. I do not like. I like this one broken here and one broken. Okay, sorry. So we have this. This we can subdivide. This I guess we cannot subdivide. Yes. Crease polygroups. So normals, polygroups. Nice. It works. Group by normals, crease. Nice. Okay, great. We already can Dynamesh it together, but maybe it's better to have them separate for now. And I will just work with radial array, radial array, radial array. No, radial array. Okay, yeah, I think right now I will not merge. I will merge as a next step. So, but we need to Dynamesh because we need to use stencil on top of that one. It's okay density, but I want a little bit higher. Yeah, that's fine. And we need to use orb slash, and we change in alpha import, and we need to go to project, Sigmar, graphical design. So I created like this graphical design. So we have Comet here, but I think I also have Comet here, I guess. Yes. So you see, I have this shape. You see, almost very similar to what we have been doing. We have this kind of comet, so let's try this one. Delete lower. And let's try how we want to play with this shape. I want to do this different way. So I don't want to use direct rectangular. I will use... Is overlappable bad or inverse or not? It depends. Like overall, overlapping is not great in any case. But for example, for something like that, this doesn't really not critical. Of course, some cases of overlapping I have. So with nanite mostly. So Overlapping can cause issues, but so to understand how bad it is or not, you need... Interesting. That's cool, the headlight map. I've never seen like... That's crazy. Very strange things in this preview. Sorry. You need to go to overheating, overdraw. And like this way you can see when your overlapping is not great. So for example, I have this in foliage in not great. So mostly you can understand when Unreal rendering what necessary need to be rendered. So nothing really bad here except foliage. So here a little bit of overlapping, but nothing, as I said. So mostly you are checking cluster culling, kinda smart, can understand what needs to be rendered. Before it was much bigger issue, but right now I would say overlapping is not that big of a problem. But still, you need to be mindful. Do not say that ZBrush decided to crash. Oh no, ZBrush decided to crash on autosave. Of course, classic. One of the problems of ZBrush when it's crashing, it's losing its units. That's not great. Okay. So what I wanted to do, so first of all, I want to say, search of Sigmar, meshes, gate door, work files, gate door set. Because I do not want to lose so much work. I'm not saving this history, so it's fine. I started to do these ornaments a little bit differently lately. So I'm going to direct rectangular, not freehand, but direct rectangular, alpha, import. So we're still using the same graphical ornament alpha of Comet. But I'm doing it lately this way. So I can place Comet like how I want. Like this. Now we go in this one, so great. And now we will go and do inflate balloon -1. That's nice. So you see it's done this smooth offset, and now we can make inflate -4 or something. And maybe, just maybe, if without reducing mask, polish preset edges. And now maybe, nice. So you see we have fantastic looking ornamentation of our comment. As I was saying before, I do not want to do anything too complicated here because it's that visible. One thing, maybe, I think this can be cool. Yes. So what I want to do, I just thinking about it. You know, some medieval ornamentations, they love this shapes like, not like this is one of the option, but I wanted to do it like that. I want to let's try. So we want to go to radial symmetry 64. Nice. BDS. I think this is a good idea. Yes, I love it. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. This looks great. Nice. And so with this shape, I think we're done. I don't think we need to overcomplicate things. So I have another alpha, which I can try to use here to create a little bit more interesting shape here. Show you just for showcase. Maybe it will work fantastic. Who knows? Not this one. And should be not alpha. No, it should be rectangle. We need to fix alpha and texture pressure. I forget every time it's alpha or I think it's alpha. By value 1. So I don't think it's really works. No, I do not like it. We go to this one, radial symmetry. This will be very tricky because we will be using radial symmetry with not symmetry, and we cannot sculpt this symmetrical. But on another hand, it's even some cool moment in it because it will be a little bit chaotic. So it's symmetry, radial symmetry, or okay. If I remember correctly, I still need to be careful because the brush do not understand when it's radial symmetry or not, when it's doing like dynamesh and all this stuff. I think it's zero mesh, right? So trim smooth border, square alpha, this is metal, completely makes sense, so. Because we want to have it like casted metal, so we can allow, I think it will use like just trim dynamic with it's a little bit. And Papa Melasso. Because for casted metal, I think you can use this kind of soft brush. I think it's looking pretty nice because everybody using trim dynamic to smooth border, trim dynamic can be used. But we will try another thing. So yeah, I think this. Okay. And let's try this trim polish thing. You see it's adding like this a little bit more organic look, but what I want to try to do, if you will take a look on some medieval stuff, so first of all they have like this surface noise, but this is on surface level, but they also have this. So let's try this kind of slashing. Maybe this is too much, maybe. And I'm fine that it will be a little bit like not hectic, but not perfect. Let's call it this way. And we will use smooth values. These smooth values give me a... Something like that. Maybe this is too much. Maybe. I'm completely agree. Maybe this is too much, but I wanted to have like this. Because usually, when I later will bake vertex data and everything, usually like this kind of small detailing sometimes working better than in Sculpt. And also we'll need to check how it will... what can I use to do the same, but for concave edges? So, smooth peaks. So peaks like smoothen peaks. And also I think there's also another smoothing. If I understand your question, give me a second. It's not in this smoothing, it's... Only smooth peaks. No. Because I remember when I was watching a stream of this like jewelry guy, something like trim dynamics. Not sure. I need to see like example Alex. Maybe I will have something because like right now it's a little bit hard to imagine. Okay, so with this one we're done. So let's try this one. So again, let's use order. First, radial symmetry, dynamesh, blah blah blah. Dynamesh. Oh, great. I think radial symmetry. Okay. On subdivision level. First, chamfer. Professional jewelry chamfer. Almost great. So what we can, what I want to do. So one thing which I want to try, I want to try something like that. Let's try. So I have this clay fill brush. Can be used for something like that. So it's a very interesting brush. It's give you opportunity to create like, it's like clay, but also smoothing in the same moment. So some like ornaments, you see, like it's like smoothing even when it's not really adding or removing materials. Sometimes can be. Alex, very nice approach. I love it. Not sure it's fun, but I love it. Okay, so is it looking better? Yes, I think it's looking better. And now we can polish your brush. A little bit more hardness. So you see, I just wanted to edit a little bit. I do not want to go into too complex. I won't, but I will stop myself. Mostly, I will not go to something more complex because it's completely make no sense. Because it will not be visible. It's super small detail, remember about it. Maybe one more. So also what we can try to use for something like that it can work, it's not chisel or chisel. Chisel curve I do not want to use. Chisel I almost never use it. Oh, that's cool. But I wanted not chisel shape, I wanted just red. Okay, yeah, that's what I want. And now let's try polish crisp edges. And I think maybe from this way. I'm thinking how I want to. Yeah, I think I like it. I think I like it. The only thing which we want to do, we want to remove this area. We do not need it, so let's... Because the ZBrush, you never save just to delete something, so we will use Stream Dynamic. Okay, so what we have now? Almost. Nice. I think I will cheat a little bit, so I will just duplicate this sheet. Duplicate, turn off symmetry, and rotation 30 degree. Direction. Wrong direction. Oh. 30 degree. Okay, and now we can delete this one. Nice. I think like it's looking like it's not looking perfect because like again this is super small, so I do not need to do it like completely perfect. What I want to try, I want to try maybe chisel here, chisel, but maybe this kind of shit. I want to try. Can I support in? I think this can work because I do not like that it was so empty. Add a little bit more of this fire motif. Yeah, I think I like a little bit. And let's try Polish Christmas. Okay, so I think this is pretty nice shape or something like that. We don't care that it's really symmetrical, so now we need only to merge them together, dynamesh it, and it should be almost ready. So Control F, base, shape, them together. Boolean folder technically should be correct. So it's like combines them together. Interesting. It's deleting inside polygons or not when it's doing. I think it should, right? So yeah, this is already pretty good. I wanted to try something from the modeler. How it's called? Sorry, I'm just like wanted to test one thing. It's called, how it's called? I have seen that like after Boolean you can smooth connection of the elements. All polygons. I have seen it's recommended when you merged Boolean and you want to like blur connection of the two merged elements. It's possible sometimes by here. Not equalize. Well, I don't remember. Okay, well, not today. Okay, so this is good enough. The only thing which I maybe wanna do is trim curve and this. Let's check. Okay. It's the. I hate you. Why? Why even after hundreds of years we still do not have proper solution for just. But I think maybe you can do it this way. Yes. Magic. Magic. I don't know what this operation do, but it's done what I wanted. Is it scaling it? Seems so. So do we want to Dynamesh and project? I think we want to Dynamesh and project because I do not need this kind of density for such a small detail. Dynamesh. I think 500 would be more than enough for that. Yeah, it's fine. I think we can go here, save geometry, deformation, polish. Now we will do zero measure. Then project history, and it should be fine. Because as I said, for something so small, like I do not want to bake this. Like it's make no sense to bake something like that because this will be so small that just geometrical details should be enough. If there are no geometrical details, I do not need it. But you can say like, but why you done this ornamentation? Because it matters. Like it will affect this during all these like zero measure and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, even something like that already bad. And this is not decimated. So two subdivisions, project history should be fine now. Yes, you see, much better now. And now we can do zero measure, or not zero measure, but decimation for something like 1k. That's a bit too much. So yeah, this is something. Yeah, this is a rare moment when I will think maybe it makes sense to bake because we're losing a little bit too much detail. But 2,000 polygons for something so small, that's too much even for me, Rubin. Let's try. Mostly, I do not want to lose ornamentation of this one. I do not want to go bake, but maybe this is the moment when I will say I will later will go and bake it. Well, this is fine. This is have okay density. Still 5,000 for something like that. That's a bit too much. That's a bit too much. Mostly, I think because like yeah, that was a great idea about this ball sphere shape carving, but it's definitely added a lot of polygons. So I wasn't smart in this decision. Let's do this. So let's do Ctrl Z. I want to create a duplicate of this one. Let's go back to this one. This would load. So if I understand that it's too much, I will go back and rework it. That's we can use this already, but as I said, that's a little bit too much, even for my taste. Which is definitely not very good with polygons usually. So we export this one. AX to project. Search Sigmar matches. Okay, door work files, brass symbol. decimated. Now we import this back. We done only one version. We will create 3, mostly just to have a little bit difference in UV. So it's not a big deal that they will not have difference in. So let's rotate it. Oh, element. We 100% do not need back part. That. Clean up. Nothing to remove. Just mapping project from you. For something like that, this is more than good enough. And sign brass material and clean unused materials. Yes. Yeah, I do not need more versions. I just know because they all will have unique UV because they placed on this object. So now I just need to place it here. Go down. Boom. Is it array? Not, it's not array. Okay. Yeah, you see my beams are not the same, so I cannot just copy it properly. Can I? I guess so. As I said, this is a little bit too much. You see, mostly that was I was saying from the density. You see, like, density of this one more dense than this one. This is good density, this density a little bit. But I have this one, which are even bigger, so I care about this one. They're smaller. And so how I want to proceed here? Do I want to use... I delete it here, place it here. We'll need to scale it a little bit, so maybe others also. I also do not here. It's too out of place, it's already enough connections. And now we can... Let's check, is anybody flying? No, everybody connected to wood. Some of them position can be a little bit better, but I think this is pretty good. So what was worrying me? What was worrying me? It was UV rotation, right? So first of all, let's add this one to the group. Add to the group. Now we go here and save project because we want to be sure that we can go back if something will happen. And now we go here, and I need to remember which I want to fix from the wood grain perspective. So this looking are they all... Mostly they all looking incorrect, right? Except maybe this one. So I want to rotate degree of all wood panels 90 degrees. because mostly I'm concerned, right? I do not like this one. I only like this one. Do not like. Well, this was fine. Breaking not all of them. Okay. Let's see. I'm feeling like we updated some of them. Yeah, that's and let's fix this. Oh, it's cool. I like this in a way. I'll fix it later. So now just import it. So we're almost done for today. Do is anything else worries me too much? I don't think so. So only thing which I need to fit now is bake these 3 panels. There are 5 panels here, but I will be doing 3 and then mirroring them. But I think everything else looking pretty cool. Some of the stars are flying, but again, this is like what I'll be. Also, it will be nice to reduce their polygons. But you know, like, there's also like, if I will reduce amount of polygons of this one, they will be making less vertex data, so they will be looking less cool during this material blend. So it's not only wins. I'm happy that like FBX file not so heavy, so it's still exporting pretty. So now I only need to do metal up. So these panels and metal, and I'm done with this door. So or maybe I will be done with it during this weekend. It's definitely possible to be done with it finally. Because it's pretty minor. So for like not important prop, it's already looking pretty nice. Okay. Let's turn off generate light map UV. In this case, it will import it a little bit faster. So we slightly go into the end. So I hope it was useful for you. So if you have any questions, feel free to write to me, Twitter or Twitch, or add me, subscribe. So next stream, maybe it was a smart decision. Next stream will be in 2 weeks, at least by plan. Hope nothing will happen. Again, check the social media. A lot of stuff need to be done. Really a lot. But seems I can finish this gate kinda in October, so do not like it. So come on. Okay. So after door, I need to fix this. Like this is not done at all. So this is very big work. Oh, again, same pipeline, more metal, still wood, same pipeline with wood, which I will just sculpt a couple of planks, assemble bridge out of planks, make good metal trim. I'm done. Then I will need to update this area to be more logical, and this like just a random idea of the floor. I like the idea, but it doesn't work here, so I will need to. So mostly I want to have just this like symbol here, but then I will need to somehow solve it. So here I want to fix this. I do not like this area a lot. This is like in near future. This is kind of okay. Like it's not done. I want to rework some things here, so I'm not very happy with this one. It's not volumetric enough, but it's pretty minor. Hole can be fixed easily. Overall, like it's almost done area. I can polish it more, but it doesn't really that matter. This one is matter. So I will say I will be done with gate when I'll fix this, and maybe some also want to change line. Not so many things to do. Okay, so a very fast vertex bake, and we will understand how does this look. Shape's looking nice. So vertex paint baking, vertex color. Hey Sammy, thanks for showing up, asking good questions. So let's see what. But as I said, next time we'll be working with bridge, so maybe we'll create a couple of these blanks set. So we'll be a little bit more mindful. I don't know on which stage I will be when I will start working on this. So let's see. Yes, this is the most dumb way thinking this pipeline that you need to wait every time to rebake this, and you cannot save this vertex paint set anywhere. It's really important it all the time. But I think like this is pretty nice progress. I think if we compare to something like that, we're very close to this feeling. Like, of course, this is a little bit more interesting, like from color variation, but I think like compared to references, we're very close. And I would not say that it's like super intentional. It's a little bit even unintentional. Like I wasn't planning to match this so close, but then I started checking references and understand that like yeah, just working like medieval stuff, and it's looking using medieval materials and PBR correct materials. It's looking like a medieval thing very much. Okay, material set messed up. So normals. Oh yeah, iron things also. This is like what I don't know. Do I want to do or not? Can be cool, but maybe this is too much because it's not all the time, so it's not really that needed. I still have one blue channel for mesh painting, so I will need to decide what I want to do with it. Yeah, I think turn off generative V was dumb idea, so we're not done. Great light map, yes, because of dumb. Wasn't smart. Oh yeah. I'm really interested, like, will these panels will look good or not? Or I will in the end decide not to proceed with them, but I still want to try. And we are waiting. Sadly. Or luckily. Okay. Almost done. Yeah, it wasn't the smartest. Because in the end I'm not saving time. Well, kinda, but because it's so important to look at. Okay, much better. Nice. And I think in most cases wood grain working better. Yeah, like I need to fix maybe, so this panel need fixing. It's very visible that it's not matching the wood grain, but most of it Yeah, you're better, you're better. Better, you better. Yeah, I think the only panel which are not matching like wood grain is this one. All others are kind of fine. Maybe this. Even this one can live like that. Okay. So yeah, it's mostly just one panel which looking odd with this wood grain. In general, it was improvement. Nice. So yeah, we have our fantastic door. I will not be doing updating like all this mesh paint setup too much. Not really making too much sense. See, we can fix it if we will, but without additional vertex maintenance makes no sense. But it was nice push. Definitely looking better and better. Okay. Yeah. Nice, nice, nice. I'm pretty happy. Like bottom part even almost do not need sculpt, just a little bit. And mostly like just because I want, not because it's really. Okay, so here we're doing this. So thank you for showing up. As I said, I will see you. I will try to be here in 2 weeks. So prepare your questions. If you're watching this on YouTube, please write in the comments. Do you like it? Do you have any questions? I will try to answer because I was uploading this to YouTube as a from restream. I wish you a great day, make good art, and I wish you a great day or great evening. And bye bye.